guys, welcome back to the S.U.R.E Parenting Podcast, where every mom deserves to feel sure of her parenting. I'm your host, Sandy Bell, creator of S.U.R.E Parenting and author of S.U.R.E Parenting Building Blocks to Create Their Best Childhood. Here on the podcast, we address the issues that make moms question themselves or their kids, and we discuss creative solutions that meet the needs of each unique mother and child. Let's dive in. Welcome back, you guys. So I put out a Google Forms for moms to input ideas, things that they wanted me to talk about. And one of the responses I got was, how do you stop comparing yourself to other moms? And I thought this was such a great question. So valuable, so important, and a topic that is near and dear to my heart. This morning, I was on a training call with Nicole Henry, and for any of you who do not know who that is, she is a magnificent mindset and money mentor, and she talked a little bit about everybody has their own emotion that lets them know when they're getting ready to sort of fall into an old cycle. And I think that it is so important to recognize what that is for you. So for me, it tends to be self-doubt. If I'm feeling yuck, if I'm feeling stressed out, frustrated, depressed, anxious, I tend to fall into self-doubt. And many people, they use the cognitive distortion of emotional reasoning, which means they feel a thing like self-doubt, and rather than question that feeling and try to get to the root of what thoughts are creating that feeling, they assume that feeling is a fact, and then they search for evidence to prove that feeling true. And that is where we fall into the comparisonitis trap. So the ways we do this are looking at Instagram photos, looking, at the backgrounds and saying, well, her house is cleaner than mine, looking at other homeschooling moms who are sharing some great experiment they did today and thinking, oh man, I don't do those experiments. I must suck at this. Looking at somebody posting that they just got a new car and feeling like, oh, I could never afford that. They're so much better than me. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter the specifics. It's just that we use social media a lot to compare ourselves to other moms. And this is one area where I stress the importance of monitoring your own mood. If you are scrolling social media, if you are on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, wherever it is, and you are feeling badly about yourself, get off. Recognize that feeling, honor that feeling, and get off. Is there still work to do? Yes. Do you still need to question the thoughts that were making you feel that way? Absolutely. But don't sit in the line of fire. Recognize my brain is pulling some tricks on me and I'm out. Log off. Take it off your phone if you have to. I do typically hear the most negative emotional impact from Facebook from people. And you can curate your feed. If there's somebody that just triggers you, unfollow them. You don't even have to unfriend them. Just unfollow them so you stop seeing their posts. They might be the happiest, most vibrant, positive person ever. And you're sitting there feeling guilty because, they didn't do anything wrong. It's not about right or wrong. It's about what works right now for your brain. If your brain is struggling with that person because their energy is too high or they're too positive and you're just not in alignment at the space, great, unfollow them. If you are struggling to school your kids at home during a global pandemic and you're really sick of seeing how, this mom posts every curated lesson with all of these props and these beautiful experiments and their playroom looks like it should be in a museum because it's so perfectly styled. Get off. Stop following them. You do not need to put yourself in that position. It's not necessary. It's not required. It's not beneficial to you. It's not beneficial to them. The people who have audiences who are looking for those follow numbers to increase, yes, that's true. Like, they want their audience to grow, but they want an audience that they are connecting with, that they're inspiring. They don't want an audience who's suffering. And maybe that's a dramatic word, but you are the one that gets to decide what boundaries work for you. And it doesn't have to be forever. Just because that post or that person is triggering today doesn't mean they will be next year. You can always refollow them later. But take care of your mental health. It does no good to sit and stew in shame. People think it does. People think, well, if I make myself feel badly enough, then I'll change. That's the whole premise of punishment. If we make kids feel bad enough, then they'll do better. It doesn't work. When people feel badly, they just do more bad things to themselves, to each other. When you're in that kind of mood, are you able to be the most kind and compassionate mom? No, because you feel like crap. When you take all of that noise out of your visual field, when you focus on, you know what, today I can read a book to my kids. That's what I can do today. And that's what you do. And you're not comparing it to anybody else, but just knowing that you committed that 10, 15 minutes to bonding with your kid. How does that feel? Feels pretty good. When you are focused on what other people are doing, you're losing the opportunity to do your best. And you got to remember something really important. Your kids chose you. They didn't choose that other mom on Instagram or Facebook or at the park. They didn't choose anybody to be their special person but you. So not only are you doing yourself a disservice, but you're really not honoring their choice either by telling yourself that they'd be better off with a different mom. They chose you for a reason, and you need to honor that. When you start to tell yourself that there's something wrong with you, I want you to write it down, whatever that negative thought is. And then I want you to argue with it. I want you to write down, I'm not a good mom because I don't, make meals shaped like octopus and fishes and smiley faces. And then I want you to argue with it. Is your kid fed? Are they happy? Have they ever said to you, wish you could really make me octopus meals, but since you can't, you're crap. No kid's ever said that. They might say, I want you to turn my hot dog into an octopus, and you might do it, or you might say no. That's okay. Your kid's fed. They're happy. They're loved. That's what they need from you. They need that emotional connection. They need the security that they can trust you to be there for them, to walk with them through the really hard crap in life. They don't need you to be perfect. They don't need that kind of pressure. They don't need you to be Pinterest worthy. They just need you to show up. Be there for them. Focus on what's happening right now in front of you with your kid. You know that child better than anybody else on the planet. Anybody else. That is a gift that you can give them and you alone can give them. Focusing outward takes your focus off of that child who did choose you. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling like, man, I wish I was better at this, or I should be better at this, that's what you're probably saying, right? Change your should into a wish. I wish I was better. Great. With that, we can build action steps. So what do you want to do to be better? Do you want to talk to a mentor? Do you want to set up a free call so that I can help you to figure out what direction you even want to go in? bit.ly/callSami, SAMI. Anytime. It's always there. It's always in the show notes. Set up a call. Let me assure you, you're doing better than you think you are. I did a challenge last week and talked to 65 new moms, and every single one of them was doing better than they thought they were. We are our own worst critics. Why? Because we see everything. We see things that even our kids don't see because we know our inner thoughts. We know when we think something terrible. We know when we're so tired, we just want to run away. We know all of the struggles that we have on a daily basis. Nobody else knows that. And just because somebody can share a piece of their life that looks perfect doesn't mean that they don't have those same fears and struggles and self-doubts. They do. They have the same emotions as you because they're also human. Will they have different challenges? Sure. But do you think for even a second that they have no challenges? Of course not. So write down those thoughts that you're telling yourself. Cross out the should. Any should that you write down, any always, any never, cross it out and argue back. Oh, I should be able to make perfect lunches every day. Cross out the should. Do you want to or do you not? Is it a priority for you? If it is, cool. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to do some research? Are you going to sit down and make a meal plan? Are you going to let your kid design his own lunch because that would be perfect for him and he thinks it's amazing and hilarious and super fun? It doesn't matter how you do it. It matters that you decide you want to and then you take action in that direction. I just created a membership group called Create Your S.U.R.E Family. And in that group, our members are creating their families in their unique ways. We're going step by step through every trigger that you have, every frustration, every fear, and we're working through them. There's tools that you can take and print off so you can take a social media break and still keep working. You can spend 5 minutes a day. That's all it takes. It doesn't take hours and hours and hours. It's not about the giant leaps. It's about the small, intentional steps that you take toward your goal every single day. So if you want to stop comparing yourself to other moms, turn the lens around. Quit worrying about what they're doing. Quit worrying about what your judgment of them looks like. Because even if you're judging them kindly, even if your judgment is that they're awesome, you're still judging them. It's really none of your business what they're doing. Maybe that's harsh, but I feel like it needs to be said. Focus on what you need to do to meet your goals in your family. You have a unique brain, a unique perspective, a unique approach. Your kid has a unique brain. Focus on that kid, that one right in front of you and nobody else's. And as you do that, and as you really start to take the steps forward, you will start to build your confidence. And if you need help, you know where to find me. Thank you so much for listening this week. I hope that helps you to stop comparing yourself to other mothers. And I look forward to talking to you on a free call. And for those of you who join us, I look forward to working with you in Create Your S.U.R.E Family membership. See you there, guys. Bye.